Hey guys, Pope Sano here, just with a quick news update video. Look at this, guys. Arena is returning to our League of Legends client here right away, actually. And so, look, I've gone ahead and I've actually highlighted a few of the important things that I want to point out to you, and we'll just go through this article quickly. So, first things first. Welcome back to the arena. In patch 13.23, we are currently on 13.22. This is when it's going to return, and so that'll be early November, going live in early December. So here it says it's going to be going on to the PBE on November 8th. So we're going to see all the new changes, all the new updates, everything that we will check out in this article on November 8th. At the time of making this, we are nearing the end of November 6th, at least in my part of the world. So this is getting pretty close, guys. Now, they just say, before getting into the exciting stuff, they want to just thank everyone who played the original, and they want to make this one better. Going into the future, you know, they wanted to improve on what they have done in the past and work on the mode behind the scenes. So, you know, it's crazy that this is coming back so soon, but obviously it was a great success. And I think this will be a great way to distract us all from the woes, or I don't know, maybe it's not going bad for you, but for me, for the woes of the rank grind right now. All right, let's see what else is in here. Okay, so just a few things that they do note here. They say, just to be clear, this release of Arena will only be live for a limited run. So I think that they want this to be potentially permanent at some point, but that won't be right now. It's still in an experimental phase. Now, let's look at some of the major things that they're addressing player feedback from Arena version 1. That players wanted to play with more than just one friend. Yep, for sure. Certain classes and champions felt over or underpowered relative to the rest of the roster. Definitely true. And the stage gameplay, including the cameos, were pretty hit or miss. Yes, that's definitely true as well. Personally, I found like the Nefiri one was very annoying, where you had to make sure the whole time you dodge like the little like vision spots, otherwise you're gonna get chunked out pretty hard. So let's see how they're going to address them. In the 2+1 section, I mean, they say right here that it turns out the best way to address the people wanting to play more together is to let them play more together. Woohoo! So basically, they're allowing groups of 2, 3, and 4 to now queue together, except basically, if you do queue up to all 8 people in a lobby, you're going to be placed into a matchmaking as normal, meaning you will still gain and lose rating points. Now, what this does mean is that, remember last time they had kind of like a rank system? People are going to be boosting the crap out of each other. I mean, but whatever, who cares about like the rank and, you know, gaining or losing points in this mode anyway. It's pretty cool to be able to play with up to 8 friends, have a full lobby going on. Now, moving down into the champion diversity, which is probably one of the biggest things. They say one of the major player complaints about V1 was that there wasn't a lot of champion diversity. Okay, first off, we're making some significant changes to how augments work in Arena. Players were generally happy with these wacky and chaotic. Yep, that's fine. Players identified augments that were perfect for the champion and would roll for them exclusively. Yes, that is true. We've added 60 new augments, including my favorite, a new set of 3 giving you ability haste on either your Q, W, or E. Whoa. That's kind of cool. So, before, obviously you get just like flat haste, but now it may just be on one of your spells, which is pretty dang cool. In further interest of having diverse augments show up, we're introducing a limited number of each augment. Specifically, rather than there being an unlimited number of each, all augments are limited to 2 copies. As augments get picked, you're much less likely to see the same in future pick rounds. Okay, so I guess this means that, like, if an enemy picks them, then there's only one more copy that you could find for that same augment, even if you're on a different team. Additionally, it should help to disincentivize anyone stacking a specific class, as the augments that are best for you to... Okay, that's fair, because if you pick like 2 mages or something like that, right, you could mean that you actually end up competing for augments with your ally. You wouldn't want that. On the topic of augment changes, you may notice we've modified our icons by adding core and frame visuals. Okay, that's fine. So they're just like updating. Oh, I see. To better understand augment synergies and major benefits the augment offers at a glance. Okay, that's totally fine. Picture's worth 1,000 words. So they're just giving you visual representation of what the augment might do a little bit better. That makes complete sense. And they have removed a few augments from version 1. There's a few pretty OP ones that I hope that they have removed, but we'll see. And it looks like as we continue to add more without removing, learning the icons for hundreds of augments becomes unreasonable. In order to keep the learning cost reasonable, we decided to go with categorizing them. Okay, that's totally fine. So, how can I adjust my pick based on my opponents? Excellent question. We're changing the structure in champion select. Okay. Players will ban champions as normal in the beginning, but will pick in 2 phases. First, one player from each team will blind pick a champion, then those champions will be revealed. Okay, I like that. So that you have, you know, no one is, you're not going to go into a game getting completely hard countered by all of the champions in the game for like both of your picks. That is totally fine. You'll know if you need a tank. You'll know if you need a AD, AP, so on and so forth. I like that a lot. You'll know if range is good. You'll know if like that's really, really nice actually. Okay. And the second player will get to blind pick a champion, but cannot pick a champion that was picked in the first round. Oh, I like this too. This heavily limits the amount of like mirror matchups that you might get. I like that a lot. This should give each team a chance to make counter picks. Yes, so on and so. Okay, I like that a lot. They have a sizable balance update going out with this release. We can't fit the whole list here. And they're looking at making changes to a few classes to bring up their power via system changes and a slew of champion-specific changes to bring up the underperformers. Yeah, I know they're obviously trying to balance V1. It looks like they're going to improve that for V2. So these changes are pretty cool so far. I'm really liking the way they're going with this. Finally, Hex Gates are making their debut. Oh, okay. These gates are intended to help the squishier classes that will need to get and maintain distance like mages and enchanters in order to help buy space. These gates go on global cooldown when they're used, allowing for a quick escape. They are distributed on the stages in random locations, so you'll have to adjust your plans on the fly. Okay, not bad at all. I like that change. It's, you know, you're going to be on the receiving end of that where it feels great, and you're going to be on the end of that where you're like, that felt terrible. Now that person escaped and I'm screwed. All right. Stage gameplay. Moving champion combat to an enclosed space had a lot of advantages that we really weren't able to resolve in V1. Okay, so they're going to improve that. One of the roughest parts of arenas being stuck in a 1v2 situation after your ally's gone down. In order to help combat this, we're introducing what we call the down state. Each player, when killed, will begin spawning a circular area where they died. After a set amount of time, their ally can stand in this area to revive them. Oh, we're getting to revive allies. That's cool. That's worth a highlight right there. Getting to revive our allies. Each team will get 1 revive per round. This mechanic should result in fewer hopeless situations. Okay, I wonder how long the mechanic will be. They say they don't expect revives to happen every round, but yeah, it does give you something to play for. That's pretty cool, actually. This is really good, and actually limiting the like tank builds, because you're going to need to try to kill off the player attempting to revive their allies, especially if they're standing still. But if you're doing the cheese, just like picking Giga Tanks that never die and outlast everybody, that probably won't work anymore because they will get the revive off. Okay, that's really cool. Now for a more straightforward change, the center point of the Ring of Fire each stage will be randomized between a few predetermined points each round. This should prevent turret, base, and control mage champions from setting up shop. Yeah, okay, I like that. Because you would have an idea already of where the end point is going to be, and you could kind of set up shop there and just chill and wait and, you know, kind of cheese out a fight that way. So I really like that. As for the cameos, it looks like they are... Here are the champions you expect to see drop. So we're getting these back. Thresh is new. I think Thresh and Silas are new, right? We were seeing Gwen, Pike, and Set before. So that's kind of cool. Sounds like Set will start the round by giving each combatant a random ultimate. Oh, that is really cool. That will override your non-flash summoner. Wow. Okay. That's really, really cool. Thresh will walk around the battlefield and periodically throw his lantern, providing a shield and an escape. Okay, wow. A round game. The experience of arena around the game is something we know could be a lot better. However, in this quick turnaround release, where there are several things we wanted to adjust, we do have some updates. Cover those first. Okay, rating changes. Okay, so this is kind of what I was talking about. Ratings reset. Your clan will begin from wood. MMR will be partially reset. Okay, so that's pretty standard stuff, I guess. For this round of the arena, we'll be re-releasing the icons. Okay, so we'll change that up a bit. Adding some challenges, I guess. Don't really care. 1Q Conundrum. What is this? We debuted Arena with its own ranked system. It was the one that was intentionally lower stakes, but still reflected a player's growth throughout the course of the run. Okay, so they kind of want to change it up at the end of the day, allowing the two to mix in the same queue has risks, but because ultimately the rating does not have the same stakes, something like Summoner's Rift. Okay, I think that's totally fine. It's still going to have 1Q. Alright guys, well, let me know what you think in the comments. Arena is returning. I think this is super, super cool. Some really great changes here. It's pretty hype. Alright, let's go.